we've been talking a lot about the books and the show and theories and all that stuff. But this is all in preparation for the final season of Game of Thrones.
Season 8.
Yeah. So based on what we've watched so far, what do you think informs where the show is going? What could come back? I have a specific question because we just watched the Death of Ned spoilers. And this is going to be spoilers for later in the show, too. So if you're not into that.
Oh, yeah. If you don't want to hear predictions for season 8,
yeah,
You clicked on
stop right now.
Yeah.
do we think through some sort of magic, flashback, whatever, Ned will factor in somehow to the finale of the show?
Jedi ghost type thing.
Situation.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm going to say no because I feel like when people are dead on the show, they're done.
No.
And I think that we are so far beyond Ned's storyline now that it wouldn't really make sense.
I know there's been, blanking real hard, Khal Drogo, that actor.
Jason Momoa.
Thank you so much.
Aquaman.
Has been cited on the set, and he might just have been visiting his friends.
Oh.
So maybe
Maybe there's, because we have a scene later when we get there later in season 2 where Dany has a vision of Drogo, so there might be a magic vision situation.
Or it could be Bran time travel stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that could work too. And so you could get Ned back in some way. We're going to get more of that stuff. I don't know how I always feel about the time travel stuff. It kind of felt weird when that story was happening. But you could possibly get that. You could see the return of some characters. But based on what we've seen so far, what are you expecting? What are you predicting?
I don't know. I think I'm just a huge Ned fan, and so I wouldn't mind it's any sort of.
You want Ned to have the final blow, like he
comes
takes a
back.
dragon down with a sword by himself.
Yes, I do want that. I do want that. You're right. No, I would love some sort of nod to Ned because he's kind of it's interesting going into season 2 because it kind of becomes a different show all off of the death of Ned. Like the whole structure of the show changes to what it becomes for the rest of the series. And so I think some sort of acknowledgement of that. I think we'll get an acknowledgement. I don't know if Sean Bean will come back for any sort of cameo situation, although I would love it.
Yeah, I think I'm hopeful. My season 1 hopes that I would like to see come back are not necessarily to see Ned, but to see the Stark children reunited, which it's already going in that direction. And maybe in that, if they do reunite somehow, that there's some kind of nod to Ned and his legacy in that. I think what we're going to be getting as we approach the end of this story is a lot of the Bran is God theory. I think we're going to get a lot of Bran really being behind everything without really knowing it. So when we saw the Bran Hodor storyline, it was shown that not only can Bran watch as he wargs into people, but he can communicate and kind of control in some ways. So hence Hodor becoming Hodor.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it make sense if a lot of Mad King heiresses burn them all? Was Bran trying to go back and say the White Walkers are going to come down and the only way that you can defeat them is to burn, and trying to communicate burn them all, meaning what's north of the wall, not these people.
Wow.
Right?
That's really cool. I mean, that's awful if he's actually responsible for that.
Right. And then people
because he's still
also,
like a kid-ish, kind of.
Yeah, but he's also a robot at this point, so I don't know if
Yes.
But they think like that's maybe Bran was trying to go back in time and stop it. And that then maybe somehow in that Bran being the king of the whites, the king of the White Walkers, and people have theories about their faces being similar, their facial structures being similar, and maybe in another timeline it's Bran looking at Bran, and that's how even when Bran's like warged into a bird flying by, he can like look right at him because it's both Bran. Like there's a lot of theories.
And he touched him too. He grabbed him. The White King.
I think they're connected maybe in that way. I am not a prescriber of the Night's King or whatever as being Bran.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do like the Mad King though. That's a really cool theory. That's super cool. I would be on. I mean, it's awful because he went crazy, and that's Bran's fault, and basically literally everything that's. Oh, now I'm seeing.
But I mean, how very Game of Thrones.
Yes, Bran's the worst. Sorry, that's at the end of the story.
But he's not trying to be. He's trying to fix it.
A lot of people try not to be the worst, but that's that. Hey, sometimes you accidentally check your phone, you get in a car accident. It's bad news. And this, he thought he was doing a good thing, but he accidentally caused the car accident of literally millions of people being murdered.
But Bran has too much power. And they have been dropping those seeds since the very beginning of the books and the series. with the three-eyed raven appearing right away, him being crippled and having these dreams right away, that has been growing and is now at such an OP place that I feel like that might be the key to everything.
But there was a guy before him that did it too, and he didn't fuck everything up that we know of.
Well, because he grew into a tree.
that we know of.